Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Paranormal Portal. I'm your host, Brent Thomas. A very breathless and winded Brent Thomas, but I'm here all the same because we made it. We did it. And by we, of course, I mean my good friend and co-host, Mr. Don Longbeard. Welcome to the show.
How are you? My microphone. I forgot it.
Don forgot to unpack a microphone, ladies and gentlemen. This will begin Don's new job on the show, which is sign language interpreter.
Sign language interpreter.
He'll be just sitting here going like that. Not that I'm making fun of people with sign language. I actually envy you.
Oh my gosh!
I'd love to be able to know how to do that.
I was watching. I don't know what it was. Well, it was one of these signers at a rap concert, and it was Twista. It was a Twista concert, and Twista is known as one of the fastest rappers in the world.
Oh, wow!
And this
must have been the fastest signer in the world.
She was incredible. She stayed up with him.
Really?
Yeah, she stayed up with him. She was just jamming it too.
That's hardcore.
And Twist is over there, and right next to her, just going, blah, 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 and she's like, I was like, oh my God, that's incredible. It's just incredible. Wow.
Well, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We are absolutely thrilled to be here. And Don, did we have a good day?
We had an awesome day.
We had an awesome day, ladies and gentlemen. We
great.
did. We went over to the Spokane Valley Roundup, Bigfoot Roundup, rather, in Spokane, Washington.
Spokane
today, and we had a good time. It was a really cool, awesome. Really cool event. It really, really well put together. This is their second ever. Sorry, it is their second.
Yes, yeah, they had it at the Marabou last time.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
Okay, so but it's their second annual one, and it was really well attended, very well put together. Just a real nice deal. Ooh, look at that. What's this? Oh, then I had a red flag on the call board.
Oh.
But
we got red flagged already.
Yeah, I know. We just started. This can obviously get a whole lot worse.
Flag on the play.
5-yard penalty. Repeat intro. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
That was good.
Thank you. I'm here all day.
Here for the next 2 hours.
You're stuck with me for 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we had a good time over there. Our good friend Miss Cindy Goodbrake was one of the speakers, as was Mr. Adam Davies, who we just met today. And really cool guy.
Nice guy,
yeah, very friendly. Really well researched. He's really involved in a lot of the Bigfoot research, and he's literally been all over the world.
Yeah.
He pulled up a map of everywhere he's been.
Extensive.
It was. I mean, he's really literally researched all over the planet.
Yes.
He's really involved in the Orang Pendek, which is from Indonesia. That's the cryptid that is really pretty. Everybody's pretty sure it's there somewhere. They just got to find it, but it is about a 3 to 5 foot little ape primate thing that is in the jungles of Sumatra. Incredibly strong, like incredibly strong. He was showing us, or he was demonstrating some feats of strength that they observed.
Talking about rolling
a huge log that took Adam, and it was rolling it with one arm with no problem. And Adam, who is a pretty big guy, he's about my size, and he said his friend is a weightlifter and stuff, and took him and his friend just barely to be able to move this log. And he said it was observed going down the path and just rolling it with the one arm out of the way. So you can understand the kind of strength that's involved with that. Really exciting stuff. But he also agreed that he'd be willing to come on the show.
Oh, yes,
so
that's right.
That's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to that. He's a really well-known researcher. He's been involved with National Geographic. He's been involved with Expedition Unknown with Josh Gates.
Yeah.
He's just a neat guy. He was really cool, and we had a nice time talking to him when we were able to. But had a great time. Great time. You had a good time, Don?
It was great. Yeah, it was awesome. And then of course we had lunch with our friend Mr. Chris Gio and Miss Cherie.
And the lovely Cherie. Yeah,
yes,
that was wonderful.
Absolutely.
That was a wonderful day. So we really had a nice time. Really got a lot of things under our belt for the day and had a good time doing it. So, but we literally just got in the door 10 minutes ago from being all the way an hour and a half away. So
well, I had to take the business loop through Post Falls to get gas. So
Don was in love with this one gas
This is
station.
one gas station.
We
I
had to,
love
we
it.
like passed like 15 gas stations. Like, no, it's just down here.
It's just down here. Of course, I haven't been there in like 10 years, but you know.
So it turned out to be a lot down there compared to the other ones, which were right by the road.
Which is like all the way across town. Literally all the way across
So
town.
we did the scenic route of Post Falls, Idaho, which, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, it's a nice little community. I've never seen it before, but now I can say I have. So that makes me a much better person. But we raced home and got here just in time. I put up a different tile for the sake of this. And Ruth Ann, thank you. We got your we got your letter today. That's wonderful, beautiful. She does her own handmade letters. Like everything is handmade. Even this envelope is handmade.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, yeah. Like everything she makes handmade.
Yeah, look at that.
They are like little works of art.
They are. They're just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the fall leaves, and on the back, she's got a hand-drawn leaf on the back.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
We got like even
Wow.
colored stickers. She cut out paper
Wow.
mushrooms and stuff, colored them in. Yeah, it's really cool.
And
That's really fun.
Yeah, she hand wrote it, and then.
Yep. Hey, that's not for everybody. That's for us. It's top secret.
I'm just top secret.
That's top secret.
We
People
won't
might
read it.
People might learn the codes.
Oh, look! There's a mushroom on the back.
I just told you.
That's awesome.
She would have drawn more, except there wasn't mushroom. Thank you very much.
Oh no!
That's free entertainment right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Man.
You're getting what you paid for here on the portal. Watch the numbers just go.
Oh, our troll is already weighed in. That's for sure.
Oh, we already got a
Yes.
dislike?
Yeah, our troll is alive and kicking.
So, and one of you that's in this room right now has clicked a dislike. And why in God's name do you keep
but
coming
the joke's
back?
really on them because we just don't care other than to heckle
Well,
them.
we're going to heckle it, of course. But I don't know. I mean, it's like if you don't like a show,
We're 15 minutes of fame.
why do you keep coming back to the
I
same
know.
show you don't like?
Here we go. I got to slog through this stupid show again.
Oh, there's my notifications. They're back on the air. Oh, I hate those guys. It's like, well, you could just move on with your life.
It's like an addict.
I know. It's just
Oh my
it's
God.
such twisted ideas. Oh, I hate that. I hate that crack pipe. Oh, there it is again. We are somebody's mood crack, Don.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no doubt.
we're like the puppy they just love to kick to feel better about themselves. Oh, get over here. I don't feel so happy.
Well, like I always say, it's statistic. That's all that matters.
It is.
Somebody's watching.
It's another interaction. It's none of
Yes.
us who come.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know who it is. Is it one of us? I don't know. I mean, we literally don't know
One
who
of
gives
us.
thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah.
But somebody keeps giving us thumbs down, and it's funny. I mean, whatever. If they really don't like it, that's what it's there for. They can certainly
Yep.
voice that opinion. But I just got to wonder, why do you keep freaking coming back?
Beth's asking what your shirt says.
It says, "I have issues."
He does. He really does.
It's a Deadpool shirt. I'm sure you can find it online. I'm not going to stand up and belly model it for you, but. Yep. Exactly, Cha-Cha. Just leave if you don't like it. But anyway, that's to our troll. But we are back. We made it. We got on the air. Do we have a plan for tonight? Hell no.
Do we ever have a plan?
Well, we have an idea usually, but tonight we are just winging it. We're here. Don, anything about the conference that really stuck out to you?
I really enjoyed listening to Adam and talk about his travels and also, the different things he's done. I really enjoyed hearing about the Orang Pendek because other than you talking about it, I really don't see much about it, but I haven't researched it much either.
Right.
I'll be honest, but it was great to listen to him and talk and hear how, him and Jeff Muldrum, Dr. Jeff Muldrum, have gone out and they've done the work and they've put the boots on the ground and just how to, putting science into the search,
Yeah. I'm laughing because MCAT says Brent has issues of GQ magazine. And I'd have to correct you there because if I had GQ magazine, I probably wouldn't be showing up in this to my own show. That would mean I had a sense of fashion. And currently my only sense of fashion is a T-shirt, cargo shorts, and flip-flops.
That's exactly what we wore, too. We was comfortable the entire way.
Absolutely. But I do actually like dressing up. I used to enjoy it a hell of a lot more than I do as an older guy, but I used to go all out to the nines and
Oh, yeah.
try to look all cool and fancy like I had my stuff together. But of course, then any other illusion, it just fades.
It just fades away. I just got tired of wearing, cute little nooses around my neck, There's no sense in wearing a tie anywhere. It's dangerous.
Well, it's a fashion thing, I guess. I don't know. I hated it. I never liked dressing up like that. I'm not saying ties, but Brent has. Yeah, I've had a few of those through the year, but I'm not currently a subscriber, Cha-Cha, but
I bet you still got the Elle McPherson cover.
I don't know. I never really, I honestly never really got into the sports industry. I mean, I like looking at them. They're beautiful women, of course. They're stunningly beautiful women, and that's wonderful. But I
that's about where it goes.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
but it's kind of like, it's like, most people say, oh, they're just unattainable. I'll never meet any of them. And then it's like, we turn around and say the same thing. Well, I'll never meet Adam Davies. And here we are. I mean, so dreams can come true.
Elle McPherson, I'm just saying, there's a chance.
Kate Moss.
Oh,
good God.
Yeah, there's a chance.
Anyhow, yep, there is.
So yeah, we had a really cool day today, ladies and gentlemen, and we literally, I mean, honestly, that's not an exaggeration. We got in the door.
Oh yeah.
I fired up the lights. Don finished parking. And, I whipped in here, wrote out a description, checked all the mics, and got the cameras up, and we literally just ran on the air. So here we are, and we're absolutely thrilled to be here with you. And I suppose we can start out the night with our little search on singular40.com.
Oh, there you go.
I always love that site. It's always got some really cool stuff going on there.
Oh, and Paisley from Spaces in Between, somebody just asked her about the...
Isn't it just spaces between?
The spaces between.
You said in between.
Yes, I know.
Anyway, what'd she say?
Well, she had Deb on, and people are saying, yeah, it was great. I just listened to it. She's just now, like I told you, we had the issues of streaming it.
Yeah.
So she's loading it into YouTube as we speak. So go catch Deb on Spaces Between with Paisley Wild. It was a great show. I enjoyed listening to it. And Deb is always great to listen to.
I know, it's hard to go wrong.
I know. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, what you got?
I don't know. I'm
a blurry picture of some forest.
What?
Oh, huh?
I don't understand. I'm just reading a few of these headlines. I'm trying to see. Oh, there's a UFO recorded over Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Oh.
That's kind of in the neighborhood out here in the Pacific Inland Northwest, right?
Well, it's more mountain, but yeah.
Okay, Pacific Mountain. Mountain. I don't know what the hell.
Mountain.
It's over in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, though, ladies and gentlemen, and there is a picture. I mean, it's really pretty impressive picture. In fact, I'm going to put that up on the...
Is that a Tic Tac?
It looks more like a saucer, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me more of a saucer anyway, but let me blow it up here as much as I can and put it on here. This is the singular40.com, ladies and gentlemen. I got to remember to inhale when I'm doing all that talking stuff. It's like, oh yeah, breathe in, forgot. Such is the story of my life. But it says a video taken just before 4 a.m. on August 11th over Jackson Hole in Wyoming appears to show an unidentified flying object emit a flash of light before streaking away.
Ooh,
wow.
Nice.
A second larger flash occurs after it's off screen. Wow. So is that when it jumped into hyperspace?
Yeah.
So the object was spotted on a webcam at Spring Creek Ranch by an anonymous witness who was trying to keep an eye out for the Perseid meteor shower.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So the webcam is obviously picking up the night sky really, really well.
Yeah, it's got a great picture.
Yeah, that's awesome. It says the witness sent the video to Buck Rail the same morning it was shot. Buck Rail released two versions of the video, and I can't show you the actual video, but I'm sure if you looked for strange lights over Jackson Hole,
yep,
you'll see it because that's what's on the screen here. So you guys will have to go do it yourself. I can't rebroadcast their stream or their creation. But by these screenshots, looks like the anomaly here, and you go down to the next one, and it is here. So it's obviously moving. It does not look like any kind of plane. Not in the traditional sense anyway. I guess it could if it was flying with its landing lights right at you. But it would have been
landing right on you.
Yeah, I mean that's like you better move if it keeps coming that direction. The object is too bright and moving too slowly to be a meteor, And according to the flight log database on the U.S. Department of Transportation website, no flights were in that airspace at that time the video was recorded. Now, that's cool. They actually really looked into it. They really did some due diligence here in order to discover if it was more terrestrial craft. So that's pretty amazing stuff.
Nice.
My coworker thought something was broken on the camera, the witness said. I checked online, and there weren't any flights that I could find at that time. And I'd be told it would totally be a plane in my mind if it weren't a weird bright flash at the end, she added. Historical weather data does not show any meteorological explanation such as lightning for the flash.
Right.
A drone or fighter jet have both been lobbied as possible explanation for the object. Samuel Singer, former executive director of Wyoming Stargazing, speculated that the object could be a drone, and local photographer and drone pilot Sam Cook agreed, since FAA guidelines require drone lights to be visible for at least 3 statute miles. Oh, okay. That's pretty bright, said Cook. Michael Brotherton, that's an interesting name, a professor of astronomy at the University of Wyoming, also agreed that a drone is a valid hypothesis.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I would say that that's certainly covering a pretty wide swath of real estate if it's a drone, but maybe. I don't know.
We could be talking about military drones, though. I mean, military drones are like, whatever.
Right.
Don't even try to watch them.
It says a flashlight could have been relatively dim flash, exaggerated by the webcam's low light sensitivity, he added. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Could that be I mean, it could be a drone, sure. Is it possible? Yeah. I can't say it's not. But it could be a UFO.
That's true. A UFO. I like the name Foo Fighter better.
It could be UFO.
I've always liked Foo Fighter.
Well, I like the band, but
they're all right.
They're all right. Okay. They're not death enough for you. Don likes his rock pretty high octane, ladies and gentlemen. He likes it to pretty much start on fire the minute it leaves the speakers. So, but yeah, I think that's cool. That's one thing from the Singular Fortean. So, worth checking out, but you can check that out again. Strange Light Captured Over Jackson Hole, and it's by Buck Rail. B-U-C-K Rail is the channel you're probably going to find that on YouTube. So, some cool things to check out.
Sure.
I'm just saying, it's an oofta. Duke says it's an oofta. Does that mean it's Norwegian, Duke? Oofta. Or Swedish? So, we had an oofta shop back in my hometown of Red Wing. It was called Oofta, and it was very much Norwegian things.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was apparently a pretty big deal. I guess people actually kind of traveled to see it.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a touristy thing. It's kind of like the end of that. What was that? Wall Drug that everybody had bumper stickers.
Wall Drug, yeah.
I went to Wall Drug.
It's still there.
Yeah, what the hell is it?
It's a landmark. It's a Wild West landmark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of like Walmart.
We had to drive past it when we were going to Iowa that day.
That year.
God, that was such a drive. Oh my
God. That is a long drive. I can tell you. I drove out that way when I moved here. I was like, where the hell am I going? I can see Thursday's weather coming, and it's Sunday. Yeah.
Duke says, "Yeah, is Swedish salsa."
Yeah, Swedish saucer. Yeah.
Yeah.
You betcha, don't you know?
Ah, sure.
And for the record, ladies and gentlemen, Minnesotans don't actually talk that way.
Yes,
however, some Scandinavians do. I'm telling you, I did know people that did talk that way, but they were old school Scandinavian people that lived. I mean, they're generational, of course, in the U.S., but they still do the old "you betcha," don't you know?
Sure, you betcha.
So I'm going down to Sterdair, don't you know? You betcha.
Sterdair.
Yeah. It's just for crying in the mud. If you ever watch Louis Anderson had a cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
That was years and years ago, but it was really a parody on that same thing. It's oh, yeah, you betcha. His mom was talking like that. It was really hilarious because I knew people that talked kind of like that. That old dingy, oh, yeah, you betcha. So anyway, what do you do? Okay. Oh,
really?
New Hampshire man.
Wow.
Blames Bigfoot for recent break-ins, Don.
Yeah.
You know that they do stuff like that.
That's what I hear.
I heard that too. But let's see what it says. Singular Fortean says, New Hampshire man. What time we got, by the way? I better watch the clock here. We got 6 minutes.
Oh my
I can
God,
cover
that's
this.
quick.
Wow. That's what happens when you're out of breath running in the studio to launch a show. New Hampshire man, Caleb, sorry, my eyes are like all gauzed. Or glossed or gauzed. I'm not sure which.
Oh my God.
Caleb White wrote to the Conway Daily Sun in a letter published August 19th to Post that a recent string of break-ins is being blamed on bears in the region is actually the work of Sasquatch. According to the letter to the editor, it says, we all know about these bear break-ins, in quotes, across the northern parts of the valley, cars and houses getting broken into and stolen from by apparent bears. He's doing the quotes everywhere. But after extensive research, I'm confident that these break-ins are actually the presence of the Sasquatch being covered up by fish and game. Okay, but why do I think this? You see, when the bear first broke into the Spruce Mountain, they set up traps to catch it, and they caught it the next day. But soon after, another break-in was reported at Spruce. There's no way that two bears thought to do the exact same thing 2 times in a row. The trap was set.
It's a conspiracy.
The trap was just a decoy so that the public would not notice. Sasquatch are very smart creatures, and they won't fall into a trap. Although some may not realize, Sasquatch are native to this area. With forests similar to the Pacific Northwest, the Northwest creates excellent habitat for Bigfoot. After much human intervention, supplies are becoming scarce, and Bigfoot is resorting to invading homes and vehicles.
Oh, good God.
They may. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible, but, you know.
Hide your food, hide your guns, hide your beer. Here comes a Sasquatch.
Here they come, Sam Scratch.
Sam Scratch.
I still can't understand why people think bears could so easily open car doors. They don't have opposable thumbs. The Sasquatch, on the other hand, does, allowing him to open doors like humans. Bears have claws, which would scratch car paint easily, but these cars have no dirt on them. That's just because Sasquatch are more precise than creatures such as a bear. With all this evidence compiled, it's glaringly obvious that Bigfoot is the culprit of these attacks. Keep in mind, and use caution when adventuring into the mountains. Always be ready to defend yourself and lock these car doors. Appreciation goes to Bigfoot expert Pete Kane for research help and Darren Pitro for writing help. Caleb White. And that's in Jackson. It says New Hampshire has had at least 15 reported Bigfoot sightings dating back to the mid-'70s. And according to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, the BFRO, although none of them come from Carroll County, in which both Conway and Jackson are located. Conflicts between humans and bears are on the rise in Carroll County, with reports of bears breaking into cars and even one incident of a bear entering a person's home. Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That is just about the worst place you'd ever want to see a bear.
Yeah.
Because then they're in there with you. And if they don't remember where the door is.
Or if they can't remember how to open it.
Yeah. I mean, then they're, oh, my God, that's just a powder keg. That bear was euthanized as a result of the break-in. New Hampshire Fish and Game officials have been working to educate the public about living in close proximity to bears in order to prevent behaviors like deliberately or accidentally feeding the animals, and to minimize the number of bears killed as a result of human-caused problems. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Could it be a Sasquatch, or is it a bear?
You know, to just offhandedly disqualify it because he's never seen a bear open a car door. You know, and somebody just said, you know, bears rip car doors off all the time. However, I've seen videos of bears literally opening a car door like everybody else.
Oh, have you?
And getting in the cars.
Oh, is that in a circus, or was that? No.
No. It was in the wild.
And it rode a unicycle. No, I don't know. I mean, maybe.
In Russia, a bear rides you.
Yeah. In Mother Russia. Yeah.
But no, I mean, I've seen, you know, I've seen
bears
posted,
are smart.
Yeah, they're
Deb,
smart creatures. Man.
You're absolutely right.
But I've seen videos of bears opening car doors. Yeah, they might scratch them up a little bit.
Well, hell, they could probably do it with their nose. Really, they just nudge it up. I mean, it's just a flap of metal.
Most of that,
you know.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, you know, hell, dogs can figure out how to open car doors, and if a dog can do it, a bear can do it. You know, I mean, really, like dogs can do amazing things.
Oh yeah.
So let's see what the time is at. We got to be close. We're at 1:28. Oh, my God, ladies and gentlemen, we're on our way to the break, but I just want to make sure that you know that we have a podcast, if you don't
We
know.
do.
And if you look on the Paranormal Portal page on YouTube, you'll see there's a teaser, a podcast teaser,
yeah.
just down in one of the playlists. It's pretty
Brent's
cool.
getting fancy.
Well, I just thought I can keep saying, hey, guys, check out the podcast, but why not bring the podcast to you? And you just swear we rehearsed this. We did not. That was cold. We didn't even know we were going to do that. This is scary, I'm telling you. But that's just what I decided to do is bring you guys just a little sample.
Made perfect sense to me.
Well, yeah, thank you, Don. That's why I love
You're
you.
welcome.
But
Do you have a napkin so I can wipe my nose?
what's on your nose,
A
Don?
little bit of brown stuff.
It ain't for me. my trunk is clean, Don. I wipe carefully. I don't even know.
No. Anyhow. Oh, wow. Long trip today. It was well worth it. And you guys are getting the after effects.
I got a lot of sun. I got a lot of sunshine today, ladies and gentlemen.
Vitamin D is running wild.
This is why I stay indoors. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Hello, everybody. We're back once again. Thank you so much for being here. We're just beatboxing into the bumper. I don't even know. I'm just a little punchy today. It's been a really whiplash kind of day.
It has,
I
yeah.
am looking, Cha-Cha. What you talking about, girl? I don't know what you talking about.
Something from Big.
Something from Big?
Yeah.
She said, you look at the pic. Big scent. Let me see. I'm looking. I don't know. I don't see. Where did you send it on? Did you send it on email, Big, or did you send it to, like Facebook or something?
Facebook shop.
Was it Facebook?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, I was suggesting.
Well, let me know. Just let me know and I'll hunt. I'm sure I probably did. I'm just not remembering right now because literally in many ways I'm running on fumes. So,
Ken, it's your pleasure, Brent.
it's my pleasure. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really just running on fumes. So I'm a little punchy and I'm a little stupid. I'm always a little stupid, but I'm a little more stupid today. So,
Oh, jeez.
you know, I mean, I just feel kind of like goofy.
Jeez, here we go again.
Oh, bother. No, I'm good. I'm having a good day. That's my point. That's what I mean by
That's
being
good.
punchy. It's just it's been a long, fun, good day. So, special hello to all you guys that are here. Thank you so much for being here. I didn't really look, but the TFR audience has me. Lucky's in there. How you doing, Lucky girl?
How you doing,
Love
Luck?
you bunches. Don Quixote, good to see you, brother. Or Don Quixote. That's how it is. He wrote me an email. It was really cool. He said it's Don Quixote. Like Don Quixote.
Got it.
Don Quixote. Like that, you know? So very cool. Very clever, by the way.
Yes.
Drone's in there. How you doing, Drone, brother? Good to see you. Don, you're in there. Good to see you.
Hey, nice to see you.
Bam's in there. Bam. And Pondering Humanoid is in there. So good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful. Who's in the YouTube?
Who's into YouTube? We've got Bigfoot in Germany, Mr. Big.
Big.
Mr. Big.
Mr. Big's in there.
We got Mr. Duke as well, Brown Dwarf. There's Cameron. Cameron, no worries. We didn't meet you today, but we'll be around somewhere, I'm sure. We'll get this thing done.
Oh, there it is.
And then, of course, there's Cha-Cha, Miss Deborah Varner. How are you, sweetie? D. Swinger. You know, sometimes I don't know what her last name is, so we'll just call her D. So anyhow, hi, D. Elaine's there. Gemini's here, as always. Jessica. There's Jess. Hi, Jess. Lisa Heilman. MCAT. Michelle. Nellie Moen. The Real Dill. And Mr. Ken Rotman.
And welcome to all you. Thank you so much for being here.
What happened to Aussie? Aussie Tiger was here too. Where'd he go?
Aussie, well, he might not just be chatting for a while.
No.
He might just be kicking back, relaxing. But great to see all of you. Thank you so much for being in here.
He's Portal and Chill. Nice.
Did just see it now.
Portal and Chill.
Wow. I can't show it. It's just, it's not meant for the airways, but he did send me a pretty wild picture. Jeez. I'll show you later, Don.
Okay.
But
is it Christmas already?
What?
I don't know. Everything's just red and white.
Oh no, that's Nathan Frazier, our good friend. He's hanging out somewhere with his daughter in there.
Oh, gotcha.
They're at some store. That's a Facebook picture. His daughter. Got the adorable daughters, and looks like they're having a good day. So I guess everybody's having good days. I hope your guys' day was great today. By the way, ladies and gentlemen. And let's see. So yeah, that's pretty. That's like a freaky picture, brother. Bigfoot in Germany. I did see that. Wow.
Hi, Gentry.
Hello to everybody. Hi, Gentry. Good to see you, dear. Good to see you showing up. So let's get back to our news segment here. Brought to you by the Singular 40, even though they don't know I'm bringing it to you. But I always give them props. I always give them props because I love this site. I really do.
True.
Singular 40 is awesome. I look at it all the time. And the reason I like it is not just because it's Fordian, but because they do a good job. It's not just a bunch of trash. It's not full of ads. It's really clean,
right? And
they do a brilliant job. You okay over there, Don?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
I just had to spit my gum out.
I don't know what this means. It says police in Thailand raid UFO center suspected of encroaching on forest area.
What?
I don't understand what that is.
Maybe it's a UFO research center.
It just says UFO center, but I guess we can look at it.
Let's take a
But
look
it sounds like it's more like they're just encroaching on a forest area. Oh, well, looks like a bunch of tents that are on a maybe there's, I don't know. It says authorities in Thailand raided a meditation center. Oh, one of those UFO centers.
Yeah, CE5 type thing, I bet.
Oh, okay. Earlier this month, to investigate suspicions that members were encroaching on protected forests, according to a report by Khao Sod. On August 16th, dozens of police and forest rangers raided the Khao Kala Meditation Center on Khao Kala Mountain in Thailand's Nakhon Sawan province to determine if a group of UFO believers who operate the center are encroaching on protected forest land. Authorities raided the center following UFO watching event organized by the UFO Kala group. I'm sorry, these are just different words. Who believe that some of their members are medium capable of channeling messages sent by aliens from Pluto.
Oh, my.
From Pluto.
Wow.
That's a new one.
I wonder if it comes through in Doggian.
Whack, whack, whack. What'd they say, Pluto?
Don't be serious. Serious. See, Dog Star, serious.
Yeah, don't be serious. Yeah, what they say, Pluto? Yep.
I see a cease and desist coming our way.
Why does Disney hate us now?
Stop it.
How come Disney doesn't like this show anymore? Welcome to lawsuits. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just in a freaking mood today. I don't know.
It's a punch drunk love.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm chemically free, just for the record. I'm not altered in any.
He's not got his mind altered.
Yeah, I'm totally naturally this way.
Wow.
Just to give you a little more insight into my psychoses, but. Oh, God. Authorities raided the center following UFO watching event. I already read that paragraph. The police also issued a summons for the owners of the land on which the meditation center is located. If we find anyone guilty of wrongdoing, we will file a criminal case against them. If a UFO descends and parks here, that's even better. We'll capture them all.
Go, Pokemon! Yeah. We'll capture them all!
Yeah, they'll be out there throwing Pokeballs. Ah, dang it. Said the police major General Damrong Perpong. I can't make this up. It's Petpong or Perpong. Damrong Perpong. He must have gotten some hell in school, huh? Hey, Perpong.
Boy called Sue.
Yeah, exactly. The authorities used coordinated measuring machines to begin to determine how much of the protected forest the center may have encroached upon. That sounds to me like they just want these guys the hell out of there.
No doubt.
That's just, I mean, my God. They're being pretty granular about this whole approach.
Yeah, no doubt.
So they obviously aren't real big fans of the Pluto aliens. They don't like Pluto.
Gotta catch them all. Plutonians.
Yeah, I wonder what they got against Pluto. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. But
gosh.
there you go.
How you doing, Wes? Nice to see you.
Oh, is Wes in here?
Yes, sir.
Oh, great. He sees me on one of my more pro nights.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. I don't know. They just want these people gone, though. If they're measuring, they got the measuring tapes out. That's
really?
They brought in machines for
14.5 millimeters into the forest.
Yeah, that's right. You see that blade of grass? Yeah. Get in the car.
See that? You stepped on it, you piece.
That's not your grass.
It's not that kind of grass either. Oh, good God.
Oh, man. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if there's necessary to read any more of that. It's already gone way past. This is just a case of them wanting these people.
Expiration date has passed.
Yeah. This is the case of them wanting these people the hell off that land.
They're just messing with them.
Yeah, there's probably a hotel group going to move in, and they're just getting the UFO people out.
The new Marriott's going in there.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody cashed in a check on this one. You bet. I'll bet anything.
Eminent domain.
Oh, well, yeah. It's just domain.
We need more tourism.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You gotta admit, Thailand's got some great food.
It's a beautiful country, Don.
Oh yeah,
it really
yeah.
is. It truly
That's
is.
true, yeah,
It's
good
a
point.
spectacular, beautiful country. They got so many amazingly pristine and beautiful jungles and natural beauty. But I'll
They've
bet
got
you
some great
anything.
food.
there's something going on. There's money after this deal. They want the UFO people the hell gone, and they're going to put up a hotel or something.
But they wouldn't mind the UFO landing.
Yeah.
They created a crop circle in the
so-
forest.
I think that has very little to do with the paranormal, and it has very little to do with the fact that they're UFO channelers for Plutonians, whatever you call aliens from Pluto. But yeah, there you go. It's funny.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is crazy, huh? So, wow, this sounds interesting. This sounds kind of interesting. Let's read this one.
Is that
So-
a German bell?
No, it's man reports 2003 sighting of a humanoid flying
Oh.
a scooter with no wheels near Springfield, Illinois.
Is it a hoverboard?
Right? I'm saying, did a
Back
DeLorean
to the
follow it or what
future.
happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's pretty strange. But it says the Singular Fortean Society was contacted at the end of July by a man who said that in September of 2003 he had seen a flying humanoid in a wooded area on the southern edge of Springfield, Illinois. The witness agreed to allow the use of his first name, which is Mike, when sharing his report. According to the initial contact from Mike, and I'll read this because this is pretty cool. Again, Singular Fortean, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't checked it out, check these guys out. This is a brilliant site. Said, I had contact with a flying humanoid in September 2003. It was a Springfield, Illinois, in the woods behind the now defunct Four Seasons Bar. I was walking down the railroad tracks at around 10:30 p.m. when someone in a house along the tracks picked up the phone. I got spooked and that they were calling the cops, so I went and ran into the woods and waited about 30 minutes and figured that they did not call the cops. Walking on tracks is a crime, so I decided to leave the woods and follow the tracks home like I have done many times before. I got about 50 feet from where I had spent the last 30 minutes, and I heard footsteps coming towards me in the leaves. I know what a human footstep sounds like in the woods, and fearing an encounter with a homeless person, I hid behind a tree that was right there, and the steps stopped right on the other side of the tracks, or on the other side of the tree. I waited a couple minutes rather, and figured they went towards the way out. So I decided to go back to where I waited for the 30 minutes. And about 5 minutes later, I had the worst feeling like I was not supposed to be where I was and to get out of these woods right now. I ran fast for about 4 blocks. And when I got to the outskirts of the woods, the small trees started acting funny, kind of like spinning in circles at the top for some reason, and I felt almost like the woods were alive and the trees were going to grab me. All of a sudden, the hair stood up on the back of my neck, and I felt pure evil behind me. Something told me, don't look back. You're not going to like what you see. So I looked back and saw a creature on what appeared to be a flying scooter of some kind flying over the treetops, parallel to the way I was going, perfectly silent.
Oh.
Well, I ran like hell and didn't look back. And several months later, I read an article in a magazine about strange creatures, and the picture of the flying humanoid looked exactly like what I saw.
Wow.
So there you have it. That is pretty
He
amazing.
ran for 4 blocks.
Yeah,
I'd
well,
be dead.
I know.
I'd be like,
I would have run for a block and then be like, okay, kill me.
just come get me, dang it.
Just make it quick. I know. I'm more of a sprinter, you see. So
We're very dangerous over short.
dwarves are natural sprinters. So I don't know.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my God.
Wow.
There we have it. Let's see what's going on.
It reminds me of the Predator van we parked next to today.
Yeah, it was-
4 blocks. Just come get me. I don't care what the van looks like. Free
Did you see that?
ammo.
We saw a car. No, it was like a big SUV, like a big one, and we hear the screaming noise, like the screaming noise. we're like, what the hell's that? And there's a big SUV pulling a Jeep, and the Jeep's like something happened to the tie rods on this Jeep, and it's like tires are going different
like
directions, and they're dragging rubber. They're just dragging rubber down the street. It's like, oh my God, there is no way they got out with those rims. There's no way. Those tires were absolutely filleted.
Well, they were like 60s stock steel rims, so they're okay, really.
Well, maybe they are. God, I don't know, but man,
this is horrible. Though.
That was ugly. They didn't even put any effort into it. They just
you see them, they're just dragging that.
Somebody got disturbed to drag them home. It's like, screw it, just put this on there and let's go.
Oh, the worst part about it, Big, is that it was an old Jeep. It was almost a Willys. It was so old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it could have gotten older, but maybe not much after that.
They could have used an A-frame for that instead of just dragging it behind the car.
Well, they're
dragging it through like Spokane Valley. I'm like,
yeah. So it's like in a busy downtown street. It's like, what the hell's that? And then it gets louder, and there's this big SUV, and it's trailing this Jeep with weird tires, and just chunks of rubber are falling off.
It would roll and then would jump up, roll, jump, roll, jump.
Yeah, it was
like,
pretty sad.
God.
They were phoning it in at that point. Somebody was at the end of their rope. I'll say that.
Quite literally.
Yeah, they were done. They were like, I don't care. We're going.
Wow.
That was pretty brutal.
That's it. We're taking this thing home.
Right, yeah.
Repo.
Oh, my God. This is unbelievable. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've all heard of the Mothman, of course. It's pretty popular in the Fortean lore and in the Fortean stories. The Mothman appears everywhere. However, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, because apparently somebody's gotten to the bottom of the whole Mothman thing, and they've come up with a conclusion. Monarch butterfly likely to blame for recent Mothman photo out of Chicago. And you know what? They're probably right, looking at that. I mean, I'll put it up on the screen. I mean, it does actually just look like somebody jankied a photo and made it look like it was just huge. But
meanwhile, they're chemtrailing the word smile behind it.
Somebody's smile. We got your aluminum. Got your aluminum barium
delivery.
So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's the photo in question. Many believed was a Mothman. Now, here's the other part of the paranormal, and this is the part that people really got to get some critical thinking going here, because
forced perspective.
No, yeah, exactly. But I mean, if it looks like it could be a butterfly, it's probably just a butterfly. It's probably not a Mothman. No, people want to see stuff all over the place.
Right.
Here's a larger version of that same picture. It's obviously a butterfly. I mean, I agree with their conclusions here. I don't know. It's just people want to see the paranormal so desperately that they'll put it anywhere. And that was actually a topic that came up at the conference today, and I think that's a good one. You know, if you're gonna suggest something as proof of a fantastic claim, it requires fantastic proof, and this is not it.
No.
This is not fantastic proof for a cryptid lazily flying in a warm summer day over the town with the word smile in the background. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, no.
So there you go. And I agree.
Bigfoot Germany said, so Mothman is now Butterfly Man. Well, the thing is, though, is if you look at Joplin, where is it? Joplin, Missouri.
Okay.
When they had that big hurricane that came through, there were reports of butterfly people.
Oh yeah, we heard about that from Lisa Martin. Yep, she talked about in her investigation it was actually not a hurricane; it was a huge tornado.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
hit Joplin, Missouri, and it just wiped out the town. It just decimated this town, like an F4 or bigger tornado. It's like the mile-wide kind, and it flattened this community.
Yes,
desperately. People. I mean, it was just nothing left. There was just ruins everywhere. Yeah. But many people came out of that survived that tornado, claiming they saw what they called the butterfly people.
That's right.
And the butterfly people were these luminescent people that glowed like butterflies. They're mostly children were saying this.
Right.
But many different children in many different scenarios saw these butterfly people come and protect them. And Seriously, I mean, it just came up over and over and over. And Lisa Martin, who's a longtime friend of the show and an investigator, had done some extensive research on that. And I think she actually wrote a book about it, right? Or was writing a book?
Something, yeah. She at least talked about it in a book. I don't quite remember. I'm sorry.
Right.
I wasn't here for that show, unfortunately.
But I think you're right. I think it was just one of the things she talked about in one of her books about Missouri. But, I mean, this is something that came up over and over and over. Now, what most people don't know, and many people had heard about these butterfly people. Mm-hmm. Many people had. But what they didn't hear about was afterwards the reports of these shadow people. Mm-hmm. In the desolation after that, people were reporting seeing these cloaked, shadowy figures roaming around, but not with a sense of fear or dread. It was like they were there to help somehow too.
Right.
And I don't know in what way. I don't understand the dynamics of that, but very wild stories, but very cool. So, there you have it. That's a good point. The butterfly people.
Yeah.
I likey. So, we already covered the TV guy. What is this one? Oh, what? We can't really show that, though. That's a video.
Oh, yeah.
There's one more I can talk to you about. We'll have to see what it's... I don't know the context of it. I'm looking over it now for the first time. Oh. It does look like it could be an apparition. Wow. Huh. That's pretty cool. It says, strange visitor caught on home security camera in New York. New York. This also was made in New York.
New York City.
Get a rope. All right, so here you go. You got to have that authentic El Paso taco seasoning. Whatever it is, Old El Paso or something.
El Paso, yeah.
All right, so this has a home security camera. Let me get this on screen so you guys can see.
Oh, there you go.
Home security camera video posted on YouTube in August 14th captured what some are claiming is a paranormal activity in the residence of one couple from Long Island, New York. According to the video's description, on August 8th, 2019 at 12:54 a.m., our security camera picked up a strange visitor walking through the kitchen. Some claim it's a little boy and their pet. We don't know for sure, but let us know what you think. I can't obviously play the video. I don't have permission to do that, but I can show you the screenshot of it. And the red circle, of course, lets you know where the action is.
The ever-present red circle.
But if you go to YouTube and look for ghost sighting caught on security camera, and it's posted by Joey Nolan, you can see the video in question and check it out for yourself. But I have not seen this video yet, so I don't know if it's compelling or not. But the screenshot looks pretty good and says the video was posted to the YouTube channel of Joey Nolan, who lives with his wife and 3 cats. And after first... That looks like a big cat, right? I thought that was a dog.
That's a cat.
Yeah, I guess it is.
It is a cat, yeah.
Okay. It's just smaller steps than I thought, I guess. It says, my wife was scanning through footage because one of our cats had gotten sick on the rug upstairs, so she was looking to see which one it was. We have 3. And he said, and the figure can be seen entering from the camera's right, and as it disappears, a smaller shape seems to flit about on the lower center of the frame of the video. Now the question is this spiderweb? If it's a camera, especially it's mounted up high, anytime you've got a camera by the ceilings, it's a notorious place to find spider webs.
Now I didn't find that, but I did find the video on. I think it's on Fox. But I put the link in the description.
Did you watch the video?
No, I did not. But I know it's the same one because it's got that same big cat on it.
Oh, okay.
And a red circle around the action.
Well, again, it may be just a spider web. I know a lot of people are falling for the old spider crawling on the lens being a weird apparition, or spider webs dangling in front of the lens creates that, luminescent looking, translucent quality.
With movement.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's just, going in the breeze a little bit. And there's always air movement, ladies and gentlemen. So don't let anybody tell you, the windows were closed. There's always air circulation.
Did you walk through the room?
Yeah. Has nobody walked through ever? Because there's always going to, and even, whether you have central air or furnace or whatever.
Central air.
If you, you know what I mean. It's like
I just had a vision of curtains rustling and somebody going, "In the name of Jesus!"
And then Tony Merkel exercising his furnace. Yeah.
Oh, Tony, God love you. That
He's
was
great.
awesome.
Tony's wonderful. That was hilarious, though. It was a great story. And what we're laughing about, ladies and gentlemen, is Tony Merkel called in one time. Actually, I think it was his first call-in, actually,
I
to the
think so,
show.
yeah.
And he shared with us a story of he was editing, and all of a sudden his blinds began moving, and he kind of thinking about all the things he's heard on his show. And so he started going over there and throwing Bible verses at it and praying over it, and then he realized it was his furnace. So we thought that was funny. He laughed as well. So we're not making fun of him, for the record. Tony's an amazing guy and is
We're
a great
having fun
friend.
with him.
Well, yeah. If he was here, he would be laughing with us.
How's our time, bud?
I don't know. How is our time?
There you go.
Our time is right on time, Don. Way to roll, brother. All right,
you
ladies and
afterwards.
gentlemen, we are going to be right back, and we'll get into more of this. So don't go away, everybody. Love, 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 love. One more hour to go.
Truth.
Everybody likes to play their games. Everybody loves to place their bets. They don't understand the price I paid. They don't care to comprehend. Trace their lines upon my body, dripping scars across my heart. Raging anger moors inside me, and their lies keep falling apart. But I'm not joking, yeah. I'm not joking, yeah. I'm not joking, I am finished with my silence. I am not a stupid boy. No more breaking me with kindness. Just you dance upon my joy. Leading me with empty promise. You're just another fucking mess. Taking off the slice of my sanity. Just make sure that you're well fed. I'm not wrong yet. I'm not wrong
Carol Ann is not like those she's with. They're attracted to the one thing about her that is different from themselves. Her life force. It is very strong. It gives off its own illumination. It is a light that implies life and memory of love and home and earthly pleasures. Something they desperately desire, but can't have anymore. Right now, she's the closest thing to that.
Poltergeist are usually associated with an individual. Hauntings seem to be connected with an area. A house, usually.
Poltergeist disturbances are of fairly short duration, perhaps a couple of months. Hauntings can go on for years.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. The Paranormal Portal is always live. That's my mushroom cloud, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we are underway once again. Hour number 2 is now upon us. And again, yeah, call-ins are great. I saw someone talking about it in the chat on YouTube. You can call in. The call-in number is 720-923-0500. 720-923-0500. If you'd like to share something of your very own, excuse me, you are more than welcome. We love to hear from all of you. And we love you too, Brown Dwarf, if this is what you're talking about. I don't know what your reference was there, but I'm just saying, I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Sharing the love.
I had to laugh because I just realized that in the movie where she's saying that, that all things they desperately desire was preceded by the words, and earthly pleasures.
Something they definitely desire, but can't have anymore. Well, yeah.
Body required. Body sold separately.
Some of us living are desiring that too. There's plenty of, oh my God. You can't buy this kind of entertainment, ladies and gentlemen, which is why it's being offered to you every night for free here on YouTube and TFR on the weekends, of course. We try to bring you the best comedy to get your buck's worth. Holy Christ, did you feel that?
Yeah, that was the minion.
Man, he's a little moose.
So we must have trolled our troll very well because that thumbs down went away.
There's no longer thumbs down. Yeah,
I feel so bad about that. I'm sorry, fellas.
he or she. I don't know
which. Use the correct pronoun. They.
Oh, screw the pronouns. I don't know the pronouns. I'm probably not going to be able to relearn English at this point in my life anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
English?
So, well, at least the beat up version of it that I know. I'm probably not going to be able to relearn my vocabulary to accommodate these new pronouns. And that's not my desire not to be sensitive, but it's my reality of I can hardly remember people's names. Now you,
yeah, exactly.
Now you want me to remember how to talk to them?
Oh, earthly pleasures equals college football and the portal. Thank you, Elaine.
Oh, Elaine, we love you bunches.
Oh, wow.
Well, I hope more people desire those earthly pleasures, especially the last one, the portal. But anyway, we are underway here. This is the Paranormal Portal. I'm your host, Brent Thomas, and, of course, my good friend, Mr. Longbeard is here with me, but we have a phone call.
We have a phone call?
We do. Let's get to this phone call and see what is going on. This is area code 360. You are on the air.
It was me who gave you guys the thumbs down. Got to keep you two Hollywoods humble.
Hollywoods? Yeah, right. We're more like Bollywood over here, brother, but we're trying.
Oh, wow.
Well, I appreciate you changing your vote for what that's worth.
Sweet.
This is Wes, guys. I'm calling in from my phone. I don't know if you guys can actually hear me or not.
Oh, yeah, we hear you great.
To get up and walk over to the mic.
No, we hear you great. How's everything going, brother?
It's going good, man. I wanted to thank you, Brent. I was actually going to post your last podcast with Cade from Australia up on the blog, and I wanted to thank you for the kind words about my show, man. I didn't expect that at all, and it made me smile when I heard it. So thank you for the kind words about Sasquatch Chronicles, man. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Don, it's good to see you, man.
Nice to hear you, sir. Hey, where were you, though? Because doggone it, we were in Spokane today, but I know you're not in that area anymore. So
It's a long commute, but
it's a little bit of a commute, yeah.
No, man, you're welcome. I honestly, your show really inspired me. It really created my desire to do this. So anything the portal is largely because of what you gave me back when I was grilling away my life in a cubicle. So you brought me through that darkness.
Oh, you're too kind. I just stumble from week to week, man, hoping for the best, and somehow people keep listening. Yeah, next week I'll be in. I didn't go to Spokane. Next week I'll be in Indiana for Whorehound. So if any of your listeners out there, people in the chat room, if you guys are in Indiana, come by and say hi.
Yeah.
Go get a drink or something.
There you
Bob
go.
will be there. This is going to be Bob Gimlin, one of Bob Gimlin's last appearances. So I'm going to take Bob out and party, and we're going to have a good time.
Oh, very cool. I would love to have been there. It's in our future somewhere, but we're not quite there yet. But we'll make those kind of journeys someday as well.
But we're gonna miss Bob.
Yeah. Is he kind of retiring from the spotlight now?
No, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I think so. You tend to forget when you hang around Bob. I don't know if you guys have ever met him or not, but you tend to forget he's a 90-year-old man, almost a 90-year-old man.
Wow.
And because he runs around like he's 25 years old, I mean, even sometimes I have a hard time keeping up with him. He just goes nonstop. So it'll be one last ride. We'll go out there and do the Whorehound thing, and then we're going to go out and party and give Bob a nice send-off, you know what I mean?
Excellent.
Yeah, well, obviously you're going to be talking to him, and I know he doesn't know who we are, but just, send him our love as well, brother. I mean, he's just been he's an icon for all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yep.
He's a legend, absolutely.
Yeah.
Guy's a legend, absolute legend, and I've been blessed to get to know him and actually become friends with him, so... everyone else kind of sees him as a legend. I still see him as a legend, but I just know him as Bob. So I'm really looking forward to going out and having a good time in Indiana. It's the first time to Indiana, so.
Oh, yeah, I've been.
I know.
I've been there.
Don, you're from the East Coast, aren't you?
No, sir.
Or are you from Washington?
I'm from
you
Washington.
Grew up from Washington?
Yeah, I was born on the peninsula.
Yeah, I thought so.
Deep in.
Yeah, I'm from Minnesota, but I used to the company I used to work for was headquartered out of Indiana. I'd come and go from there all the time.
Indiana.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice town, a nice state, I guess. It's kind of flat, but it's pretty cool.
Fly over.
So hope you have a good time.
I had to laugh earlier. You guys taking phone calls from Tony Merkel. What's the deal with that? What kind of operation you guys running? I was listening to your guys' phone call, and I was like, you guys took a call from Tony Merkel. Why?
Because his number's blocked too. We couldn't tell.
It came up as anonymous, Wes. It's not our fault, man.
I've made that mistake a few times.
Awesome.
It was funny.
Hey, I have to say though, I was kind of jealous today because here we are, representing the portal at this Bigfoot convention, and you know how many times I heard Sasquatch Chronicles while I was there?
Yeah. you still are setting the bar, brother. There's no question.
Yeah, people are kind. They listen. I think they feel sorry for me. That's why they listen to the show.
Please feel more sorry for us.
Feel more what, Don? What'd you say?
Feel more sorry for us. Wes has got his celebrity. Our star's still rising.
I'm like, hi, I'm Brent Thomas. Brent, who? Hey, is Wes here?
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Oh no, it was a good time.
Well, it's funny. People tend to forget that there was a time when no one listened to my show.
Right.
No one. And there was a time where no one would come on, and there was a time where no one knew what Sasquatch Chronicle. I mean, there was a time where I struggled. People tend to forget that.
Right.
So, it's a grind every week. I was telling Brent that same thing, man. It's a grind every week, and it's funny how success masks itself as nothing more than hard work.
Yes.
So, it's funny how I don't believe in luck.
Right.
I really don't. It's hard work. I grind it out every week.
Mm-hmm.
And, you get to a point where you have so many listeners that, you're only as good as your last show. Like I had this preacher on the show before last. I just put one out tonight. And I got a barrage of emails. I'm a scumbag. I'm this. I'm that.
I told
so,
you. Yeah.
As you grow, it's funny. When you have 1,000 listeners, you only have 1,000 opinions. When you get to millions of listeners, now you get to hear millions of opinions, good or bad, about yourself. And I think the key, honestly, people think I'm humble. It's not that I'm humble. I just don't get wrapped up in it's kind of a blurry line, the people that hate you and the people that love you. It's kind of a gray, blurry line at times. You're not really sure where you stand. So, you can't get too full of yourself doing this sort of thing, because one minute they hate you, one minute they love you, and you just kind of got to roll with the punches. But I always respect what you guys do. I mean, you guys do this show every single night, and you guys put out 3 podcasts a week. I'd hang myself in the Jeffrey Epstein myself in the corner. If maybe it's too soon for that joke, but I would hang myself, man, putting out as much content as you guys put out. You know what I mean?
Well, I thank you, brother. I mean, it's a labor of love.
You guys can edit that out, right?
This is live, brother. It's recorded.
Well, I don't want to burn up the show with my knucklehead, man. I just wanted to call in and to say hi and thank you, Brent, for the kind words on your podcast about mine, and thank you so much for that. It meant a lot to me hearing that. So thank you again.
Well, brother, you've been amazing for us, and you've helped us in so many ways. And
absolutely.
I mean, all I can give you is my kind words, but I'm sincerely mean every one of them from the bottom of my heart. And I thank you for all that you've done on our behalf.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care, fellas. You guys have a great night. Don, it was good seeing you.
Yes, sir.
Brent, great show, guys. I'll be listening.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
All right. That's awesome.
Very cool.
It is funny, though. Like, every time I turn around, somebody went, well, Wes on Sasquatch Chronicles today. I'm like, oh, my God.
Well, he is...
he's the man.
But he's created such an atmosphere of openness and sharing and stuff. And, of course, Sasquatch Chronicles it's the king of the Sasquatch world for sure, and the Fortean world too. I mean, he's really done an amazing thing with that show. But like you say, I guess we're on that grind part still.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's got to be hard. Also, when you have a show that's that popular, to continue to create new content, because he's been at it for a long time, and still every show is just, in my opinion, is just amazing. So
yeah, absolutely.
He obviously isn't just phoning it in, ladies and gentlemen. he's doing the work still, like he always has. But
it's funny that he says that it's a grind, because I was texting Mr. Tony Merkel the other day, and I asked him a question. He said, and so it's like 10 o'clock or 10:30 here our time, and I'm like, dude, what are you still doing up? It's like 3 o'clock, or it's like 1:30. It would be like 1:30 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he says, because dreams don't become reality without action.
Yeah.
And absolutely, that's it. He says, great, there's no substitute for hard work. And, success is maxed as hard work, as Wes did say that. But you know what? It's not, in my opinion, it's not hard. Mm-hmm. It just seems natural to me. And that's the way I like it.
Well, I tell you, I've worked many, many jobs in my life. Mm-hmm. I've worked in factories. I've worked in construction. I've worked in
a job.
I'm just let me get there, Don. Come on. So I've done all these terrible jobs, and I you do them because you have to. You do what you have to do because you've got to make a living. And I've busted my ass doing a lot of different things. I was a teacher. I was a IT specialist for years in the college system in Minnesota, and I did all of this stuff, and a lot of those jobs I liked. A lot of them I didn't like. A lot of them, but you do them because you have to. And then So, you work hard just to make a living, but now, we're working hard. We really are. But it's like, for the first time, I feel like we're building something.
Yes.
Before I was just building a living and just sustaining a living, but now it feels like we're building something special.
And can you believe what we're building it with? Can you believe this right here?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, it's just the craziest thing.
It is. But, and we have all of you to thank out there for this. I mean, you guys are the ones that are coming back day after day after day and checking it out. And
they love the abuse.
Well, we've done the best we can, and we really appreciate you guys being a part of it. So thank you guys for what you're doing to help us.
We're not worthy.
Yeah. During the live stream earlier, my oldest son, he donated $10 to the show. Yeah.
He's sucking up Dad. Hey, Dad, remember that time I did? Well, here you go.
Yeah, well, I gotta, he's actually a wonderful child his whole life. He's just one of those really easy kids. So I'm just really proud of him. But thank you, my boy. I appreciate that donation. I'm going to put it to good use. So, anyway, let's continue our journey here. We got another call.
Another call.
Another call, and this is area code 530. You're on the air.
Hey, Brent. Hey, Don.
Hi.
It's Sage.
Oh,
hey,
Sage.
Sage. Good to see you, or hear you, rather. How's everything tonight?
I was just absolutely, I've been spending some family time, and I was absolutely blown away by your show yesterday.
With Raw?
I've never in my life heard anyone else say the call, and I actually had to stop it, and I broke down in tears because I'd never heard anyone say the words that I've been saying my whole life, and I couldn't believe my ears. And every time that I keep on coming back to you, exactly what you just said is you're building something that's really important that's missing. And it's missing in, just exactly what I said in, my first call, that I don't know if there's more than me. I thought I was completely alone. And, I'm searching and wanting questions about Bigfoot because I don't know anything about it. I'm searching and asking questions about little people because I don't know, because I've been stuck in certain areas and didn't realize that I was sucked into it. And I didn't have the ability to ask questions. Because they're becoming cults. They're becoming like a religion. And you're giving people the option to have a free mind, a free option, and let everybody just have their own experiences. And that's so incredibly beautiful. And if you sit back and you realize that everyone's saying the same thing, no matter, what their experience is, but they still get a sense that they're not alone.
Oh, cool.
And I'm over 40.
Yeah.
And after my brain surgery, Arnold Chiari malformation, the brain surgery, what they do is they shave down the C1. And I don't know if you remember, but what your guest said is that the Cro-Magnon and the top of the spine is what blocks everything from remembering. My C1 is completely shaved down.
Oh.
So when I went into surgery and when I had my near-death experience, I don't have, my C1 is shaved down. I have my Cro-Magnon is opened up. They removed my enlarged cerebellum that was oppressing against, and I sent you links to that you can see all of this, my personal links.
Oh, yeah.
I sent you an email so you can see all this. Because I did have, I went on this whole, I did the exact same thing he did. I came out of it and I wanted to help people, and I still do.
Right.
I'm terminal. I'm extremely ill, and there's no cure for me, and I have no idea where I got it. This doesn't run in my family. but I have this strong urge that I have messages, and that I don't know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
And what he says are right on. I was raised on a walnut farm.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I
wow.
know that tree turned into a black walnut.
Wow.
The things that he said, I knew him. I've never read any books. I don't research.
Mm-hmm.
My father was a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
I just know these things, and it's just a very strange thing that it just all keeps on coming back to trees,
right,
and roots, and Lemuria, and I sent you my trees, it's just all, even in your chat room, it's all trees, and and then it's, you have this, you and Don both have this crazy, incredible gift, and you have these crazy, incredible people in your chat room.
Yeah, they're amazing. We're very lucky. Yeah.
I've never in my life had anyone to talk to, and I don't know if they feel the same way, but I'm Encino Man. I was frozen at like 30. I had brain surgery, and then I just stopped.
Yeah, no, I understand, but
so
I'm glad you.
I'm just like, oh my God, pick up the phone and call me, but that's bad. So.
That's not bad. No, that's sweet.
We're not in 1990s anymore.
Right.
But you're right. You're exactly right. What you said is the biggest problem is people don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sending over an email and sending over, talking over computers aren't the same as talking.
Right. Yeah.
There's no emotion.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think that I hope we're getting back to that a little bit. I don't know. Some people are moving further away, but I think a lot of people are remembering, and they need that connection. They're forgetting that connection, but I think on a primal level, on a very emotional root level, we all are craving that, and so that's part of what's going on with the show. Hopefully, is that people are finding their other family, a family of choice, if you will. I don't know. I'm just really honored. I wish I could take credit for what goes on in the chat room and all these people finding the show, but they managed to find their way here just like you did, and I'm just really thrilled you're here, all of you guys. So it's just amazing.
Well, I gotta say, I don't know how, even what to do, because I've never even met anybody that has even said anything like I've ever said. So I'm just kind of like, what? Like everything that anybody writes, my whole brain just explodes, because I'm almost like a kid that has never been into a candy shop.
Oh, well.
I literally have never been around anyone that knows anything that I'm talking about.
Sure. Well, I'm glad you're here.
So when I listened, that was such a huge gift last night, and I was so bummed that I missed it. And what you said was so right on. The things that how you responded and the things that you said were absolutely correct. Oh. And whatever happened to you at 15. Mine was 13 and 12 and a lot younger. But those things make us a lot stronger to become warriors and pay attention to the darkness and the shadows that other people don't have to.
Right. No, I think you're right.
To make you stronger.
Yeah. There's some things that happen in life that cause us to go a direction. And it's not always an a comfortable direction, but when we get through it, and when we gain the gifts of it, then hopefully it enhances who we are and makes us better. So I appreciate all your praise.
Right, and
Go ahead.
I really just kind of feel like it's more of we need to find a balance. It's not a light or a dark. We need to find a balance. Right.
No, I agree. I agree completely with that. I think that the people, there are some people that want to just be, a certain way. They want to be the Iceman, but in a specific state. they want to do your Encino Man, but they want to be in one state and then turn Encino Man, and it's always that. And it'd be nice maybe if everything could be perfectly happy and flowery and all that stuff and just stay frozen like that. But life is dynamic, and we're all on a journey. So,
Yeah.
But I guess
the universe definitely does not allow you to do that.
No, the universe abhors a vacuum.
The universe interferes.
Yeah, the universe abhors a vacuum. That's right. So, and that,
absolutely. And I'm very sorry for taking the time, but it was so, even the synchronicities of the times, and when I went on to his site, and I mean, it was just, all of it was just so weird, like birthdays lined up, and he said names that lined up for me. And so it was just a weird, all of it was pay attention so it was just awesome. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. We're going to go to the break now, and you're welcome to stay on hold, or if
okay, thank you.
All right.
No, that was it. Just, I really thank you.
Excellent.
All
Thank
right.
you, Sage.
We'll be right back for the last half hour of the show.
Bye.
Don't go away, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, we're down to the final round of the show. We're into the fourth quarter of the game, and there's not much left to say. I think we just sit here and meditation time, everybody. Okay, done. All right. I thank you all for being here, and thank you all so much, those of you who have such a high opinion of the show and all that. That's just totally humbling.
Humbling, yes.
It's honest to God, it's an incredible honor to hear such things, but you know, I wish everybody could feel that way. Obviously, that would be a wonderful thing, but you know, I'm just honored that you guys do and that you guys keep coming back, and thank you all so much for that. It's pretty cool to, you know, because I think whenever you invest so much of yourself into something, trying to build something, it's really incredibly rewarding to, you know, hear from people that it matters. And that's, you know, calls like the Sage's call was just like, wow, you know, it's awesome, because I do, you know, Don and I put a whole lot into the show, and you know, when people call in and say such things, and Wes as well, and everyone else who's ever called and said nice things, or emailed and said nice things, or messaged me and said nice things, it's like, wow, you know, that's cool. But you know, on the other hand, there's always going to be someone out there, you know, circling like a shark and just waiting to dive, put that dagger between the ribs and you know, dig. But I don't know, I guess it comes with the territory. But anyway, it's a labor of love. The Portal's a labor of love. It's something I really love doing, and I'm glad you guys enjoy it. So all right,
so real quick, just I want to let Sage know, I got a hold of these dragon tooth amethysts because of your call last week.
Oh, yeah.
Or the other week. And I got Brent one. They were given to us by our friend Paisley.
Yeah.
The Spaces Between, who follows us tonight.
Yeah. Good drop. I forgot that.
Exactly.
Well played, sure. Well played.
On TFR and YouTube.
Yeah.
So and then he had his tourmaline on him today, and I've got mine around my neck. So
I have my tourmaline on me every day.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
I'm always rocking a tourmaline, ladies and gentlemen.
I had to go get a Merce.
That's right.
To carry all my stuff, because apparently I'm supposed to carry these stones with me. So
that's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Got a Merce.
I've got a Merce.
But you're rocking that Merce. Makes you look sexy.
No, it's not. Don't tell anybody that there's a 380 in there. No.
What do you mean, $3.80?
Yeah, exactly.
There's $3.80 in there. $3.80.
That's all that's left in my wallet.
I know. Those conferences get a little spendy. All right. So, you know, in the last half hour, I still got some of these things to roll around with the glitches in the Matrix.
Crow Creek Cryptids is here. Aussie Tiger came back. Matthew Learned's here. Who else joined us recently? Sage. Well, we already talked to her, and it's always nice to hear from her. Regular Girls in TFR, shout out to her. And there you go. Some late comers, but thanks for being here.
Right. Awesome to see you guys. Awesome to see you all. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so this one is another one of those glitches in the Matrix. I still got a whole truckload of them. I'm probably going to do a podcast about them, because the first podcast we did about them was really good. So a lot of great response. So let's go into this one. It says, one night I had a dream of my mom and I dying in a bomb blast.
Oh.
It terrified me, and I was sweating like a madman. Anyway, the next day, my mom and I went to this marketplace to get some of her fabric tailored, and it was probably 3:30 in the afternoon when suddenly I got a stomach ache. I started to cry and whine about how bad my stomach was hurting, and my mom finally gave up with my whining and took me back home. Back home, I was suddenly feeling okay, and I went out to play with my friends, and my mom thought I was probably pretending to be sick just to play with my friends, but when I returned, she hugged me tightly and started to cry. A bomb had been detonated in the same marketplace we were in 1 hour ago, and the most freakiest thing is that my mom tells me to this day that she believes I actually saw the man who placed the bomb and started to cry, but I don't really remember. Wow. Holy macaroni, right? That is that's some profound intervention going on there. Unfortunately, not everybody got the benefit of that.
That's true.
You know, and that's the sad part. Why is that? Why do some people get those warnings and other people are just, unfortunately victimized by such acts of stupidity? But I don't know. All right, the next one. So I don't know if that's really a glitch in the matrix kind of thing, though. That's
Yeah,
just a
that's
profound premonition.
Yeah, for me it's precognition.
Precognition,
Yeah.
yep.
So
or some kind of divine intervention, whatever.
Don't get me wrong, that's awesome though.
It is. It's incredible and amazing, and it happened. We assume it happened. Excuse me. I didn't write these stories, so I don't know that they for sure did. But they're again, everything I read on the portal is represented as truth. It's not represented as fiction or tales or anything like that. I'll never read you guys something that isn't at least represented as true. Right. Now, I've read many stories throughout the course of the show and gone, oh, hell no.
Whatever.
This is garbage. This person's, full of it. And I feel bad for that because I don't mean to call out somebody, and attack them in that way. But I just, there's some things I just get, my spidey sense goes off.
Me.
It's like, nope. All right. So the next one, I was a total idealist back in high school. So when choosing a college, I chose to go somewhere that none of my friends were attending so I could strike out on my own in a finding myself sort of way. Well, I ended up making a few really close friends my first semester. I mean, these guys became like family to me in a matter of months. And one day during winter break, one of these guys, my buddy Kimbo, had gone back home to visit friends and family, and on his return trip to our college, he hit a patch of bad ice and got into a car accident and was killed.
Oh, gosh.
It hurt like crazy for a long time, and I still think about him all the time. But anyways, a few weeks after Kimbo's accident, me and the rest of the guys were getting back from a party off campus, and as we were standing outside our dorm building smoking a cigarette, I felt my phone vibrating, and when I pulled it out, I saw I was getting a call from Kimbo's phone. Dumbfounded, I showed my friends the phone quickly and then answered, and when I picked it up, it just went directly to his voicemail, which played the same message it always had. It never happened again, and we never really talked about it, but for me, it was one of those someone's looking after me moments, and it hadn't been doing very well after his death, but seeing his name show up on my phone screen one final time made me feel a whole lot better for a long time and really helped me get out of a slump I was in. I have no idea how his phone could have possibly called me, and I don't doubt I ever will, but this is one glitch in the matrix that I'll forever be thankful for. Rest in peace, Kim, but feel free to call again. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool one. I like those phone calls from the deceased thing.
Yeah.
That to me is just incredible. And it'd be cool if you answered and they'd be like, "Hey, this is me, man. I'm on the other side." Oh, how's it going over there?
It's great. We're having a party, and yeah. When you get here, you'll see.
By the way, when you get to that question in the test, letter D.
Letter D. It's not truly multiple choice.
Yeah, it never is. All right, so the next one is when I was like 10 or 12, I was going to the beach with my aunt and her friends, and we were there were two cars of us. Sorry, I'm touching my head, actually. I got a crazy itch under my headphones.
You said we were touching. I was like, what?
Well, close family. There were two cars of us. Thank you very much. I'm here all night. Thank you. To get where we had to go through a very large industrial area, we didn't know the direction. I think this is one I already read, but I'll read it again. So our car was following the other car, and suddenly they did an unexpected turn, and so our driver had to take a sharp bend. Yep. You remember this one?
Yeah. It was just like last week.
Yeah, exactly. In that moment, we heard a very clear, loud voice inside the car saying, "Sharp bend, huh?" The driver immediately hit the brakes, and we looked at each other puzzled. We all recognized it as a voice not belonging to any of us. In the very same time, we noticed that the other car had stopped as well. The other driver got out of the car with a scared face on his face, or scared look on his face, and shouted to us, Did you hear that as well? They heard the very same thing inside their car. Mm-hmm. The area around was absolutely deserted. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. So, apparently, there's a presence there. So, I'm just saying. I like my board.
I finally figured out what that button does.
Watch this. Hi. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was Brent's sexy voice.
Don, I don't have a sexy voice. Don, this is God. It's time to shave.
No. No.
Locks of love, Don. Locks of love.
Wow.
I wonder if you can donate your beard.
You know, if you do, I can't.
I wish
say
I
that.
could grow my beard since I got in that accent. Locks of love. That's a beard. Here you go. Sorry. That's hilarious in my head. I don't know why, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little punchy tonight, but that's what you get.
Goodness.
That's what you get.
Oh, no.
You poor people. You showed up for a show and you got this instead.
2 hours of these two trying to be funny.
Yeah, I know. That's the funny one when you get those comments. Oh, these guys think they're comedians.
I know. I was trying to find some new.
No, if
new
I was a
stuff.
comedian, you'd be paying for this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing this for free.
I think they are paying for it.
Yeah, well, I don't mean emotionally, Don. I mean
I'm
with
scared
cash.
for life.
Yeah,
I'm scared for life.
exactly. Yeah, that's these are voices you can't unhear. So anyway, so love the comedy hour, guys. Thanks, Jess. Love you too. All right, so the next one. When I was a teenager, I had 2 really intense dreams one night. The first one was about an online friend of mine calling me to say she'd broken up with her boyfriend, and I sang a few lines of Seals Don't Cry over the phone to her. The second dream was finding a real-life friend dead body floating in her bathtub. Ooh.
Oh.
Did you read this one too?
What? No.
Okay. All right. I didn't think anything about it until I logged onto her. I logged online that evening. I don't know. That was really hard for me to say. Logged online that evening, and the online friend came online to tell me her boyfriend broke up with her, and I immediately asked if I could call her, and she said no. I remember thinking that it meant something, like I could change it. So not long after my phone rang, and it was real life friend from the dream calling me. I was completely freaked at this point, but talked to her normally, and she was just about talking about school and stuff, up until I realized I heard a splash in the background, and I asked her, "Are you in the tub?" And she said yes, and I felt like my heart had stopped, and I asked her, "What did you do?" She didn't answer me right away, and then after a very long pause, she told me she'd taken an entire bottle of pills and chased it with mushrooms and vodka. She'd gotten scared waiting for it to hit her, so she called me so she'd hear someone's voice. I hung up and called 911, but by the time they got to her, she was unconscious but alive. Today, she's a mom to a beautiful little girl, and she's okay. Oh, thank God.
That was suspenseful. That was like, oh Jesus.
Now, I have to say, being a father, I'm obviously very proud of all my children. I have 3 wonderful children, wonderful boys. I'm just absolutely overwhelmed, and I think they're all amazing. But one time, my oldest son had a friend in high school, and he was in high school, and he had this friend who was just all distraught and just a wreck, and she did that. She took a bunch of pills, and he knew about it, and he got her help.
Yeah.
She got taken to the hospital, got put into a treatment for a while to get her head straight, and she's alive. But if he hadn't done that, she wouldn't have been. And she was so mad at him that he did that. She was so furious with him that he did that. But I was so absolutely amazingly proud of my boy.
Yes.
That he stood up and did the right thing. And it just wasn't going to allow that to happen. And that's one thing that I am just so incredibly pleased with, is that he did stand up even when it wasn't comfortable to do it. And even when there was a lot of fallout from it afterwards.
Right.
He did it, and he saved that girl's life. I mean, he really did. I don't know. I just can only say I'm so proud of him. Wow.
Right.
What an amazing guy.
You know, it takes a little something to step outside yourself and do something like that.
Right.
People just, a lot of people just, face palm say, well, of course they did. That's what you would do.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who would just get scared and back away and say, you know what, I don't know what to do. Or, oh, that's it, I'm done. It's like, hello.
Yep.
So it takes a lot to step into somebody's life like that.
It does. Yeah, exactly, Jess. And Sage says, oh, God, Brian, I've been through that. I haven't personally, but I was, my son was, and he did it. He made a huge difference by just saying was not going to allow that to happen. And I couldn't be prouder to this day. It's just one of those glowing things, and I'm proud of him anyway. But that was just one of those moments. I was like, wow. So very, 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 very proud. So, all right, that one I just read. So the next one, how much time do we have left? I just got to keep an eye on this. 10 minutes, Don.
10 minutes. 10 minutes TV time limit.
10 minutes of fun. Still waiting right around the bend, ladies and gentlemen. So don't go anywhere because the next story is starting now. When I was 16, I went to California with my mom, and we were there on vacation, and we were doing some shopping in La Jolla or
La Jolla.
Are you sure?
That's La Jolla, California.
La Jolla?
Yep. Jolla. La Jolla.
I was going to say La Jolla.
La Jolla. Oh, God.
I'm using my Mexican.
Yes.
I don't know that.
Oh, my goodness.
It's funny because I did take Spanish in high school.
Uh-huh.
But clearly it's been a while. I was using my Midwestern palate on that one.
Oh, my.
La Jolla. La Jolla. Okay.
La Jolla.
La Jolla. So I was 16. I went to California with my mom. We were there on vacation, and we were doing some shopping in La Jolla. And Mom wanted to go into an artist's studio that I wasn't too interested in, so I decided to wander around the area to see what I could see. I walked past an alley between two shops and saw a figure resting against to a dumpster. Against a dumpster, I guess. Okay, from the entry to the alley, and I could tell he was very likely homeless due to his tattered, dirty clothes, well-traveled shoes, and grungy demeanor. He looked up at me and in a raspy, tired voice asked, "Son, might I trouble you for a spare $1?" I'm not usually the type to approach such situations, but I figured since we were in a relatively active area that didn't have too much to worry about, plus he's a human in need. I walked closer to him and pulled the $1 out of my pocket, and as I handed it to him, I noticed his hat was a Vietnam War veteran hat and a few pins on it. And I asked him if he served, and he said that he most regrettably did, and he also said that since you were kind enough to donate $1, I believe that can buy you a story or two.
Ooh.
Now, I love war stories, memorabilia, and strategies, anything. Love the stuff. I was more than happy to listen to him. He began to tell me his story. He was 19 when he first arrived in Nam, under the colors of black and yellow. Yes, sir, I was one of the first, damn proud of it, too. He told me the story of how he was a hero gunner in the Pleiku campaign during the Tet Offensive. He was the unlucky sumbitch that had to carry that damn meat saw around. He carried the M60. He said his entire squad was wiped out by a 122 millimeter rocket barrage, and that none of them even made it out of the city. It was at this point that he got visibly distressed, and I felt extremely human. Visibly distressed, and I felt extremely human. Okay, I don't want to experience war like that, and the man you've done so much with, who all have families and stories of their own, suddenly gone. Oh, okay. All right. So I that was really hard for me to read for some reason. It says, let me reread that. It was at that point that he got visibly distressed, and I felt extremely human. I don't want to experience war like that. The men you've done so much with, who all have families and stories of their own, were suddenly gone.
Right.
He never once mentioned his name. Anyway, after a few moments of silence, he looked up at me and said, "Thank you for listening to me, and thank you again for the $1. I promised you 2 stories, but as I could barely make it through one, I'd like you to have this. You seem like you'd appreciate it more than me." He pulled a pin off of his hat and handed it to me. It was a poorly made and weathered M60 pin. I thanked him for the pin and for the story, and thanked him for his service so that people like me could live our lives comfortably without knowing the horrors of war. My phone began to vibrate, and I pulled it out of my pocket and answered it. My mom was asking where I was, and I stepped out of the alley and flagged her in my direction. And when I turned back to the man to tell him it was time for me to go, you know, in those movies where the protagonist is talking to someone, mysterious being turns away for a second and then turns back only to find their guest has disappeared without a trace, just completely gone. That. There was nowhere he could have gone, nowhere he could have hid, Nothing there but the padlocked dumpster. I heard nothing. Mom didn't see anyone run past me. Nothing. I told my mom about him and showed her the pin, and she agrees it is totally weird. Later, I thought back on it and remembered that he said his entire squad was wiped out and none of them made it out of that city.
None of them.
None of them made it out of that city. Wow. Wowzers. That is pretty intense. Look at that. The phone lines went down. Completely.
You know, it did this last week too, though.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the show, like the last few minutes, the phone lines went down.
Our stream is still good, right? You guys on YouTube still seeing us? Yeah. It's got a green light.
I see them just fine.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. But you're not on the stream. I mean, you're on the side. You're on the side there, Dawn.
Yeah.
I'm just looking. Yeah, the phone lines did go down. Okay. Well, you can't call in anymore, but we're at the tail end of the show anyway, so there isn't much to call in for at this point. But in case anybody was just waiting, I'll wait till he's done with the story. You're going to have to wait a little longer.
So have to wait till next week.
A little bit longer is all. But, yeah, very, very powerful story. I think I can read another or two. I used to be pretty skeptical about most things paranormal until one day I was driving home late one night and I was passed on the freeway by a car. In my head, I saw clearly the car flipped over in a ditch. The flash was vivid as hell, but I just shrugged it off. And when I exited the freeway, sure enough, the car that passed me was at the light waiting to turn opposite way as me. The light turns, he goes. I make the decision to follow him based on that flash. I had waited a few seconds and had already lost sight of him, and when I turned, I go about 2 blocks, and sure enough, I reach the ditch, and in it is the overturned car. I get out to help the man out of his car, call the cops. He was drunk as hell. Anyway, that one experience makes me acknowledge there's more out there than we know. There is. It's like, is that event destined to happen? Is that what's going on there? I guess as soon as the guy was inebriated and decided to drive, I guess his fate in that was probably sealed, but doesn't mean he died. It just means he was destined to have that crash because he chose to get in the car at that point in that state. So I don't believe that things have to happen, obviously. Like that person had the dream, talking to the friend, had the dream the person was dead in a tub and was able to change it. But in this case, the guy was going to crash, but I guess he made it out okay. And that's the crazy part of those. And I don't mean to dovetail into something else, but if you've seen footage of some of the wrecks that people that are absolutely wasted, they're absolutely drunk as hell, and they crash. Those crashes should have killed so many of them. Right. But they just walk away with maybe some bruises and scrapes. Right. They should have been in a coma, and they just kind of crawl out and go, whoa. What happened? And I think it must be because the alcohol makes them so relaxed, and so they just kind of flip around. With it, Right. There's no shock resistance and muscles clamping down to cause breakage and stuff. Right. They just noodle, So pretty crazy. But the next one. So before my husband and I were married, we lived separately. He would come over and spend time and then leave later at night, like 11 or 12. He left one night out my front door, which has 3 locks: a lock on the knob, a deadbolt, and what I call a hotel lock. It's a lock that you flip a long piece over onto a short peg, and then the door can only be opened a few inches. Well, he left and used his key to lock the knob and deadbolt, but I thought to myself, I have to go lock the hotel lock. I come down, and it's locked already. Ooh, that's creepy. Absolutely no way he could have locked it from outside. Somebody locked it. That wouldn't you not? I mean, I'd be totally sweeping my house with a flashlight, because you'd think somebody's got to be in there with you. Right. But apparently it was a ghost or something. See, that one doesn't sound like a glitch in the Matrix either. That sounds like you've got someone hanging out. Right.
Well, somebody in the chat earlier when we mentioned that is they mentioned that just because somebody may call it a glitch in the Matrix because they don't believe in the paranormal.
Right. Well, that's a good point. Yeah.
So
that might be how some people play it to their paradigm.
Right. Right.
Oh, it's a glitch in the Matrix. It's easier to believe this is a simulation and something just is wrong with the simulation. Right. Than it is to believe in ghosts or what have you. So interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Oh, thank you, Noli. I appreciate it. Appreciate that. What do we get left? Actually, we're under a minute. So,
yep.
Paisley Wild's going to follow us here on TFR, iHeart, TuneIn, and TalkStream Live, and go over to her YouTube page, The Spaces Between, and she streams as well. So that's it for us tonight. Don, anything quickly in closing?
No. Other than we had a great day. We're glad that some of you saw the video that we did while we were there, and hopefully we'll be able to get some of those people that we met on to the show sometime soon. Absolutely. But otherwise, it was a great day. Thanks for being here with us. We love you.
All right, guys, we love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Be nice to each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day. And remember to laugh as much as you're able to. Love you guys. Have a great night. I'll be back tomorrow with some bedtime stories. I'll see you then.
Good night.
Good night.